So welcome everyone to the next, our third faculty meetup. This meeting today is for Q&A. Anything that your heart desires to know about online, because I guess most of us are going to teach online, to be fully online. Maybe this is something that we did not like to do before, but we are forced to. So just imagine how the students would feel, those who really are so uncomfortable teaching online. So floor is open for your questions. So tell me what you want to know. I have been teaching fully online for the past 15 years, but I have been teaching online hybrid, using different platforms for the past 21 years. So I've just got a little bit of knowledge about online here and there. So let's see what you want to know. What are your questions? I guess that's what we want to help each other out to see if there are any issues that we should kind of go over. Any questions about syllabus, about structure of the course, you name it. So the floor is open for your questions.
How do you run assessments, like a quiz or a test?
Okay, that's a very good question. The way that I do it, I have, for instance, for my calculus class, I have 5 quizzes. So basically, let me back off. In my online class, which is 15 weeks, basically every week they have something to do. Because if you do not give them something to do every week, they'll just go vacationing. They always have something due Sunday night. And so every week they have something. So altogether, I have 5 quizzes and 2 writing assignments. I call them write calculus. So with these writing assignments, they actually have to show their work, explain to me how they have arrived at the answer. So it's basically, I need to see what is their thinking, how they came up with those solutions. So that one, it takes a lot of time for me to grade, but this is how I find out about their misconceptions, about any issues that they have, so then I can address those during the live sessions. So I have 5 quizzes, 2 writing assignments, and I also have 5 knowledge checks. That those are a little bit longer than quiz, but those are in WebAssign. We use WebAssign for their homework. So those 5 knowledge checks are in WebAssign, and they get 3 attempts to do those. The first attempt is free. If they do second attempt, 5% of the grade, it'll knock off 5% of the grade. If they do the third attempt, then 10% knock off. So altogether, I have 5 quizzes, 5 knowledge checks, and 2 writing assignments. And I have a midpoint, midterm exam, and a final exam, and those are proctored. So when I say proctored, when everything was okay, they had to come to campus, and those who are outside the state, they will go to a testing center and take their exams. But now we used to use ProctorU, but they stopped that because students, they have to pay $25 for taking the exam. If they had to reschedule, it's $50. But now we use a Respondus Monitor. And it went smoothly during summer semester. So basically, it would record them while taking the exam, record their face, and while they are doing the exam. And it'll give them warning if they go out of focus, if they kind of move away. So this is how I do it. And if you like, I can show you we can do a show and tell. I show you one of my courses to look at the structure, how it looks like. So I hope I answered your question, Agnes.
You did. Thank you.
Absolutely. Any other sharing? So those of you who have been doing online, what do you guys do for your assessment? used to have it in a way that, you know, I was feeling sorry for them. I said, you know, if I was in a face-to-face class, I wouldn't have something due every week. But I found out that if I don't have something for them every week, they'll tune off. They will be absolutely all over the place. I would receive emails that, oh, I'm vacationing with my family. We have family reunion. We have this, we have that. So I said, okay, we can do this. And so this way they'll be focused. And when I have my live sessions every week, at least they know what I'm talking about. Because they leave it all 3-4 weeks, then they want to review. And by then it's too late for them to basically get hang of material. So that's, and I found it to be very, but I also have homework. My homework that are for up to midpoint, they are due at midpoint, and the homework after midpoint are due at the end of semester. So with homework, I'm kind of lax. So I give them maybe 5 or 6% of their grade is their homework. They don't want to do homework, that's fine with me. But there for them to do it. And the homework is in WebAssign also. But mostly they will do it. So when they come back to me and they say, oh, they're sobbing, I'm not doing well, this, that. So I go there and see that, uh-oh, this person has not done any homework, is not doing well, has not attempted those knowledge checks. So I have something it would open a door for our communications that, you know what, you haven't done your homework. What do you do? How do you brush up your knowledge? Pat is saying I give them frequent problems where they have to record themselves working out and explaining that near the end of the semester, they have to have a live online meeting with me to discuss and explain their course project. Ah, so you have a course project. Nice. So do they work on it from, say, so like discovery, they work bits and pieces from the beginning of the semester, and then
I usually assign it close to the middle of the semester. I found if I assign it too early, we haven't covered enough material for them to really understand what I'm looking for. So about midway, once they have a pretty good idea of what I'm talking about and what they need to do, and then they, we do little bits and pieces so they can get comfortable explaining things and putting it together. So then by the end of the semester, they're in pretty good shape.
And what class is that?
I do that in all my classes. I mostly teach college algebra, statistics, and applied calculus.
Okay, so for instance, for applied calculus, is it, would every student get the same question or questions, or is it different for different students?
It's more of a, well, like during the semester when they have to record themselves working out, they all get a similar question. The project, they come up with their own topic idea based on kind of a rough idea, a rough general description, but everybody does their own project within that framework.
So give me an example.
I think you mentioned the calculus. So for the calculus, when we do the part about optimizing and profit revenue, so that they have to create a business plan where they make something and they go do. We usually use Nashville because that's the nearest big city to me. If they were going to go into Nashville and set up a little shop to sell it, how would they, maximize their profit, maximize their revenue? The problem that we do, the problem with, I learned at AMATIC a few years ago about acceleration, deceleration. If you have a constant acceleration, how long does it take to get to a certain speed? So then they have to find a movie clip or a TV clip or a YouTube video where something accelerates or decelerates, and they have to calculate how long it took and things like that. So those are just a couple examples.
Nice. So this is really, in a sense of a project, it's really hands-on project.
Right. And I do projects more than tests.
Aha. That's lovely. Yeah. So I have a question here. Julie asked that, how do I do my live sessions? Well, live sessions, I've done all kinds of gimmicks to get them to come to my live sessions, but most of the time I was there in front of the camera. In fact, my camera was off because my live sessions are usually late in the day and I'm so worn out, no one should see me. So I was just talking to the camera, things that I thought it would be good for them to know. It's like a doctor that would give them medication, not knowing their ailment. So then I said to myself, this is not going to work out. So I threatened them. I said, you know what? If you don't have any questions, if you don't post your questions to forum, so I created a place there that I said questions for virtual sessions. No questions were there. Very few. But I can't bank on that. So I said to them, if there are no questions, we will have no live session. But then I said, it's not going to work out. I mean, if these kids, they just relax till the end of the semester. I said, well, I have to think of something. So the way I decided to do it now, this is going to be my third semester. Every single week, and they already know ahead of time, what do I do in those live sessions? That I review the work that they're supposed to do that week. So I go through the highlights of that week's work. So for one of my classes, the live session is on Tuesday at 5 p.m. The calculus class is on Wednesday at 5. Sometimes at 5 p.m. on Wednesday, they come to the session. Maybe they have only covered half of a section, but not all of it. So this would give them a review, just like going to a classroom. So I go over the high points of that section, the things that I think they should really stress upon. And it would basically be a review also for them for the upcoming quiz, a quiz or a knowledge check, which is due end of the week. And I scored it. So I had a lot of luck with that. And I tell you, if you have questions that you want me to go over during the live session, those questions should be posted to the forum in the discussion board by midnight the night before. Some of them are kind of shy, they email me. They say, can you go over this during? I say, sure, I will go over it. So they don't want to post it somewhere in public. And I record those sessions, and I've been having luck with that. So it has really worked out very well. So in a way, I'm summarizing for them the sections or the 2 sections we are covering, and they would get to know.
Keep having problems with that.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do. You keep putting it in the wrong place and
So hopefully I answered your question, Julie.
Hi, Vinaz. Can you hear me?
Hey, yes, I do.
My name is Dr. Aradhana Kumari, and I'm an assistant professor at Borough of Manhattan Community College. I started teaching from 2017, and I'm going to teach online. I'm already teaching online in this current summer session, and I will be teaching fully online in the coming fall. So my main difficulty is the student does not want to read. So when I assign them to read something, they don't want to read, and they just want a video which shows how to solve a problem. And I feel like this is not the, that's not what I want to teach, to just solve a problem, but rather, depth understanding of the content or the ideas or things like that. For an example, like normal distribution. Sure, there is a, z-score data change from a standard normal distribution to, change from normal distribution to standard normal distribution, but the z-score data do this something. But they're not willing to read the book. But comments or suggestion, or if you went through this before, can you suggest me?
Absolutely. They don't want to read. They buy the book. It's brand new. They can sell it.
Even I provided the book for free. They don't need to buy the book.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I have very difficult time with that.
Yeah.
And I don't know how should I structure. My structure is like read, then watch, here is the homework, things like that, but they're just not willing to do that.
Absolutely. Well, the comment that I have been receiving from them is that the book is difficult to understand. So my job as their teacher is to chew all the words, chew the matter, and get them to eat that so that it's digestible for them. So what I have been doing was I have, in my course, I'm going to show you momentarily, I have my online notes, the notes that I have written based on the, say, different sections of the course. Then I started using concept maps. I don't know if you're familiar with concept maps. So I'm going to show it to you. And those are so beautiful. It goes through step by step. And it would explain the concept to them, but because it is colorful, it is step by step, it will stick to their mind a lot better. Then I do videos. I create my own videos, and of course, with the live sessions that I have there, I kind of guide them through different material, but I never, ever ask them to go and read the book, because I know they won't, and they won't understand. That is a sure thing. So that is how I do it, and I'm going to share with you. So let's see what others do. Then I would share my course for you to see that. Any other suggestions? Okay, let me go ahead and share my course here. Okay, so let me show you. Everyone can see my site? Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I can, yeah.
Okay, so this is the course that, or rather, instead of doing this is a brand new course that I'm working on. Let me take you to a course that has already finished. Let me see, my spring course. So we use D2L. So as you can see, I use the announcement part of the course very extensively. So this is where I talk with them. This is where I communicate with them. And then here on the right side, I have weekly learning modules. So then let's go to week 1. So in week 1, weekly to do is what they're supposed to do. I have my online notes, and I have created a section here called Lagnia. Lagnia in Louisiana, it means something extra. So in here, I have created the concept maps. So this is how it looks like. You see, so it is evaluating limits analytically. So I want to talk about one-sided limit. And this is exactly what is in the book, right? But I have kind of put it in a way to to get their attention. Okay? So I say, okay, this is what you do. First factor and simplify. Then it's either this or this. And then you plug in, and then the answer is this. Then I start doing examples. So the first page is actually the concept, the understanding the meaning of those limits, and then I go on and work on an example for them. So here is one example, and then here's another one, and it goes on depending on, so you see it's colorful and it gets their attention. So that is that part. And then I have, let's go back to that week 1. Then I have my videos. So I have a couple of videos here. And of course, with the videos, I create a PowerPoint. And then, you know, I basically put the questions there in the PowerPoint and start working out those problems. So this one is about 15, close to 16 minutes. And then, of course, I have my online notes. which I don't know if they read those, but I think they watch my videos more than they read my online notes. You see, this is my online note. Okay, I have examples. Sometimes I get them ask my questions from these notes. They say, well, what about that part? I don't get it. So this is what I do. And then, of course, for say this is week 1, and then I have discussions, and then I have a knowledge check. And then this is week 2, I have discussion and I have a quiz. So it kind of alternates between a knowledge check and a quiz. And then some weeks I have a write calculus. This is where I have my writing assignments for them. Did I answer your question, Aratna?
Yes. I mean, so it seems like the structure of your classroom is like you have this lecture notes and you have the videos, and then they have to watch or read in order to do the quiz.
Right.
So probably I have to really, build up the quiz exactly on the basis of what I gave them, the study material. Then they have to, there is no choice left.
Yes, and before every quiz and knowledge check, I give them a guide. I let them know what kind of topics they should study for that particular quiz, so that they know exactly, so that they won't be all over the place. They know what to expect.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Can you find journal articles? I wonder if you could give them reading quizzes that they could only answer if they read the assignment. Yeah, that would work too. I have some of my friends who do linear algebra. They do, for them, they need to, they have some assignments that ask students to read certain sections and then have reading quizzes for them. They were doing it while they were in class, but I don't know now that they are. Of course, you can do that also, reading quizzes. Sometimes I put questions that on the quizzes that are straight from my online notes. I put it there. I put questions that are straight out of my videos. And believe me, they haven't watched those. They come back and they say, where did you get this from? I said, it's there at your disposal. So now they know that they have to watch everything. They have to read through everything very carefully.
Sort of like what Benaz just said, something that I've been doing on the very beginning of an orientation quiz. And when I first started teaching online way back when, and there's been a long gap, I remember my first attempt, I did it in the publisher's website, and it was multiple choice, and it would be like, did you find the videos? And they would say yes, but it turned out I discovered they had not found my videos. And so now I have a orientation quiz that's like, it's like 35 questions. It's basically a scavenger hunt through the class and the syllabus. And so I ask them like what the policy is on various things. And I like what kind of food was it in example 5 of such and such video. So there's really no way for them to answer it if they didn't find it. And it's open. And I basically keep that as a prerequisite for some of the homework. And I finally started, like I set up a text file with all my common comments and corrections. So I just paste into the, like, oh, this, you need to do this, so that so I respond to them all individually, but I'm kind of just copying and pasting answers that I have developed, and I have found that's helped a lot, because what I discovered was they didn't find some of these resources until partway through the class. And some of them were telling me I found the videos because they just wanted to move on, and they were just telling me that. So other people really thought they found them because they found something on the publisher's website, but it wasn't the ones I was talking about. And so I have found that helps a lot as far as getting them to find things in the beginning. I mean, it doesn't make them use it, but at least they know it's there. Plus, it kind of tells me, like, if I have a whole bunch of students that are not finding the same thing, then that tells me that I didn't make things as clear as I should have it, so then I can improve it.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you, Jen.
That's great, Jennifer. What I have noticed also is that some students, when they do homework, web assigned, there are videos they can watch. If they don't understand something, they cannot understand that explanation. So I have to, so they send me the link. So I go in there, I say, well, what have you been watching? So it would be a learning moment for me. So I go back and I tell them, okay, here is what you can find inside the course, the material. So yes, they can't, sometimes they don't even understand. They say that guy was not talking the way that I can understand it. Okay, well, let me what the guy is saying. So, I mean, but because they're all from different paths of life, they are coming and taking these courses. There was a question here that how do you make your live recorded material that you do for the whole class ADA compliant? We use WebEx. We are not allowed to use Zoom in at our university at all. And so it takes sometimes 24 hours after I have recorded the session, then it will do the transcript. So as I am talking, working through the examples, it would also transcribe. So the transcription is there along on the side, on the right side, and what I'm doing is on the left side. So this is how it would be ADA compliant. But as far as my videos, I created my videos a while back when I started doing online. But if at any point there are students who are having some issues, then I guess I can give my videos to the our disability center, and they would transcribe these for us. It takes time for me to do it myself, but yeah.
I think for captions, TechSmith Relay works very well at generating captions, but it still takes a long time to go through and fix the captions. I don't think that a transcript, I mean, I guess it's better than nothing, but it's not, I mean, ideally they would all be captioned and not just have transcripts. But I found when I started doing the captions and Relay, I had a deaf student in the spring, and I didn't finish them, but I did some of them, but it was taking me about, it depends on which, and I was doing colleagues' videos for the most part, not mine. And because we already had the videos, they just weren't captioned. And it was taking me about 5 times as long, like an 8-minute video would take me 40 minutes to fix the captions. And that was very consistent. So it's a time-consuming thing. Mine are not compliant, and that's not ideal, but that's where I'm at. It's on my list of things to do this summer that didn't get done.
I know. Yeah, we use Kaltura also. I did a mastering online course this summer, and I learned so much from it, even though I've been teaching for such a long time. And they said that one of the requirements was that when you post your welcome note to the students, make sure that you do a video for them. So I did a video and it was closed caption. It was really nice, use Kaltura. But of course, those videos that I created, God knows what system I use, it's been coming with me, and now they are in my Kaltura gallery. But yeah, those were not created with Kaltura, but Kaltura is really, really neat. So they said, let me share my course again with you. This one that I have created. Basically, it's just a course there, and I learned so much new things. Let me see where it is. Here it is. So they said on the first day, welcome to day 1. So you welcome them and say very carefully what they have to do, very, very explicitly, and then you need to post a video. So you see, as I begin that, it is closed caption. See, it's only 1 minute 30, almost 30 seconds, but it is a way to connect with students. So at least they know that I'm a woman, I'm not a man. They know how I look like. And the other thing that I learned was they said, of course, this is what we always do, and that is in our courses, a syllabus quiz. I don't know if any of you guys have that. So if they take the syllabus quiz, so basically it asks them question from the syllabus. If they get 100% on that quiz, which has about 21 questions, then everything else in the course will open up for them. This is what I have, and that is under in the welcome folder. That is the syllabus quiz. Ask them questions about, so the quiz is not available now. Oh, here we go, preview. So it asks them questions. I guess we can't because the date is not by type restrictions. Okay, start quiz. So here's how the question, what is the best way to contact your instructor? There are structured exams in this course, a midterm, a final. Of the following options, which are available for taking your proctored exams? It gives them options. These are all explained in the syllabus. Which of the following tutoring options are available? It goes on. How many hours, how many times are you expected to log into the course? How many hours are you expected to study on this course? This is a 4-credit-hour course. About roles, all the different policies. So basically, all weekly assignments must be completed before midnight on what day of the week, you see? So 21 questions. So in order for them, so in that announcement, I explained to them that in order for you to have access to the rest of the material, you must this syllabus quiz by such and such a day. So this is a good way for them to learn about the policies of the course. And of course, the online course, let me stop share here. The one thing that I want to stress about the online course, make sure everything is very, very explicit and clear in your syllabus. Even as semester go by, semester after semester, I learn new things. A few years ago, I had a student came to me, maybe week 15, and she wanted me to regrade an assignment we had on week 2. And by then, I have already gone over this. I go over all the solutions, and it was just a mute point. You know, all the grades were there, and I was getting ready to all grades. So going back and forth, anyhow, I ended up regraded for her, which ended up being the same grade as before, but she just gave me such a hard time that I put a clause in my syllabus, regrading an assignment must be done. The request for that must be done a week after the assignment is graded. So you see, you learn as you go by. I also put a clause there that letting them know how they can get alerts in V12. So I put the link there for them because, you know, some of them, I send them email, they don't know they received an email. I put announcements, they never get alerted. So I put links there for them to see, for them to do it on their iPhones or their whatever type of phone they have, so that they get alerts anytime something new is posted to the course or anytime I send them an email. So now my syllabus is 10 pages long. So yeah, I mean, it's not my schedule. It's just all the different policies and the things that I feel they should know.
Thank you. So, thank you so much for sharing, Behnaz. That's so wonderful. So, because I'm pretty new to this online setting, the remote is how our college is calling our courses in the fall. So I think we're still getting a little bit of slack, you know. But I was just wondering, because I'm trying to still stick to the model as if I'm in the classroom. So I'm teaching synchronously, then I hold my group office hours synchronous. So everything is just like in the classroom. And then I even proctor exams in the Zoom, you know. So I suppose then what you recommend is just create stuff online, like videos, and then they can do it, and then use the class time to review and go over the main things.
Absolutely, absolutely. Just remember, it is a wrong thing to transfer everything you were doing in a classroom to your online course. Online is a different animal. You know, you have to make things in a way that they are not there, because while they are there in a classroom, you have captured audience. They are there. You look them in the eye. But when they are home, you don't know what they're doing. Maybe they are driving, they have their phone there, they're sitting in traffic and they're looking at your notes, or they want to take a quiz. So things have to be so explicit, so clear that they don't miss anything. So that's why when we are in classroom, we take so many things for granted, but you cannot do that in the online setting. You have to sit back and think to yourself, okay, how can I make this material so interesting that they actually get drawn into it? Okay, so they read it. So then how am I going to assess them? You see, even the assessment, I give them 2 attempts on my quizzes, and I say it in my syllabus that the purpose of 2 attempts for quizzes is that the first time you take it, if you find out there are areas that you are not familiar with or you are deficiencies, use the second attempt for that purpose. So you see, I even had to spell that out because I'm not there. I put announcements, they don't read it. But syllabus, if they come back to me, because they do come back to me, they take me all the way up to president. She didn't say that, but she did it. No, yes, I did. It's in my syllabus. See? So it's for that very reason, in order to protect ourselves, we have to make everything very clear. And syllabus is the contract. There is no saying they would read my announcements. Syllabus, yes. And before the start of this, during the first week of the semester, I think I have mentioned it during our other faculty meetups we had, I take them on a tour of the course. I take them to different modules and I tell them, okay, hopefully by now you have taken the syllabus quiz and you have access to everything. Now, here is, once you have access, this is what you will see. These are the modules. First, you need to read notes, then concept maps, then watch videos, then go to discussion forum, but then your quiz or knowledge check or whatever. Make sure you do your homework. So anything I want them to know, it is that tour that I take them on to the course. So I also have resources for them. Learn how to study. So when I am taking them on that tour, I let them know I need to go back to this other course. I let them know, now this is a new course for this semester. I will let them know about the resources. You see, I have a bunch of stuff, secrets of success, how to study that online math class, developing study skills, learn how to use your graphing calculator, how to fit studying into your life, brain research, all this stuff that I have gathered over the years, I put it there and I ask them to go. Any moments that they get, just read it. This is for them. And then I have a folder here about tutoring that our school offers. Also, this is what I started this semester, which I'm proud of, and this is as a result of that mastering online course that I did, and it just taught me how to set up my modules. So every module starts with an overview. So this is week 2 overview. Now this is so pleasing. This is the template that already exists in D2L. I didn't create these graphics. So it says week 2 overview. Welcome to week 2 of the course. This week we will discuss this, learn this, study this, and then conclusion of this week, you will be able to evaluate limits using limit laws, evaluate limits when direct substitution fails, so on and so forth. And then what are your tasks? And these are your tasks. You read the online notes, you study the Lagniappe, which are those concept maps, you watch videos, do homework, take part in discussion forums. My forums are once every 2 weeks. Complete quiz 1 before midnight on Sunday. Attend the weekly live sessions and post your questions to the Ask My Instructor in the discussion forum. So this is there for every single module. It took me a while. It took me a whole day because I had to think that, okay, in this, we are doing sections 2.1 and 2.2 for week 1. What is it that we will do in this week? What would they get out of this? So in a way, it was good for me too, you know, to rethink about the course objectives. What are the objectives of these 2 sections? What will they learn at the end of the modules? And then it gave me some hints about the assessment. Oh, I'm going to massage this assessment. I'm going to work on my writing assignment. So this is the one thing I learned that I want to share with you. The other thing I learned is about the assignment. Let me see which week. No, it is not in this course. I haven't this course yet, but it is what I taught. I learned that how, when you want to give them an assignment, make sure that they know exactly what your expectations are. Let's see here. This is week 5. This write calculus. Remember, I said I give them 2 writing assignments, and this is supposed to be in week 5. So here's the write calculus. That was a folder. So write calculus 1 introduction. So the purpose. What is the purpose of this assignment? To explain in detail how you solve each question concisely, clearly, and analytically. So don't go take this problem, which uses chain rule or this integral, put it in my math way and give me the answer. No, 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 no. If I give you a problem, I ask for the maximum or minimum, stick it into your graphing calculator and give me the answer. No, I want it done analytically. And then what are the tasks? To receive full credit, you must show all work on a separate sheet of paper. The solution must have student's name written on it, so on and so forth. So these are my expectations. So this is their task. And what is the criteria for grading? Your assignment will be graded based on the following criteria. Work indicates the correct approach to solving the problem. Work indicates the use of analytical methods. Work indicates correct use of algebraic steps in solving the problems. Work indicates your good understanding of the correct method, and the solution to every problem is yours and not copied from an external source. So this is what I am going to start this semester in my course as a result of that training that I had. So I thought this is a neat thing, you know? So all my expectations are there for them. And then when I go to that folder again, here is my assignment. This is the assignment for them. Need to click here. So this is the assignment. It says very clearly each question has 4 points and I have 6 problems. But they need to put their solution step by step, their work on a separate sheet of paper, combine pages. It says over there under their task. So this is it. It's very clear for them. So my expectations are very, very clear for them.
Do they need
Thank
to
you.
write in there when you say, because I feel also that cheating is another problem in online course. And that's why I see that you're saying step by step. So do they have to write like, oh, use the multiplication rule for the derivative, yes, or the quotient rule or something like that?
Yes.
I see it.
Absolutely.
And you are expecting that in their answer, that I
yes,
use this. rule or that ruler to get the device.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it is so clear when I see someone is doing that, then you can tell that they have a good understanding of the process. Because
Exactly.
here for. Then when I go to my live sessions, I know what to stress during those live sessions and what not to stress.
That's nice.
About ensuring that they watch the video or something, I heard, but I don't know how to do that. People embedding questions into videos, like, and then those questions serving like a sort of a quiz. Are you doing that maybe?
I have heard that. I haven't had the chance to do that. This is the next thing on my to-do list. I love doing it, but it's going to take some time to get that going. So yeah, that is the best thing. In fact, Lumens, any of you are familiar with Lumens course material? It is beautiful, the work that they do. It cost a student $25 instead of $300 for a calculus book, only $25. And this is how the course is set up. They watch a video, then they answer a question, which is to do with the video. So, but, you know, I haven't had time to, I love to use Lumens, you know, as my, basically is OER. That it's
Could you spell that, lumens?
Sorry?
Could you spell that, lumens?
Yeah, it's LUMENS.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, absolutely. So it is, it's beautiful. So they read, so if you have they have the notes, and you can also incorporate their material with your own material. You see, so if I have done, say, a nice concept map and I really want to use it in the course, you can do it. You can even use your own videos, but I need some time at hand so that I can develop that course, but that is beautiful. Jennifer says that, Jennifer, if you use TechSmith products, the auto captioning in TechSmith Relay is far better than the auto captioning in TechSmith Camtasia. I've done the same video in both the Camtasia auto caption. Huh. Interesting. But we use Kaltura, so I think Kaltura, even with Kaltura, I had to go back and, you know, I did a 1 minute, 30 seconds video, but it spelled crucified my last name, and it was, it used wrong words for what I was saying. So I had to go in actually and edit that 1 minute and 30 seconds. So just imagine if you do a video, which is 20-minute video, how much editing you have to do. But I guess it is what it is. What can you do? We have, it looks like some variation of detail also. My interface looks almost identical. So yours is identical to mine, Jennifer, right? Yeah. It is D12, but our school, we decided that we call it iCollege. So that's what we call it. How are they turning in this work that they are writing out by hand? Do they take picture and email it? Do you do this for exams as well and give partial credit? I'm finding most people at my college use software to give homework. Yeah, for this work, what the instructions are there that I ask them, they can either upload a Word document or a PDF, or they can take a picture. When they do, then in D12, there is a system, that the D12 version that we have. When I click on Johnny's name, then Johnny's work will appear on my screen, and I can use a stylus. There is a marker there, and I can start grading it. So I grade his, I can put comments there, and I use my mouse. Okay, to write comments for Johnny, and then I put comments there for him. Also, I can also put comments for him on the side and put the grade for him. You can also record your voice. So if Johnny has done such a fabulous job, you can say, good job, Johnny, you did a fabulous job. But most of the time, I just use my mouse and I write comments for them on their paper. And then I save it as draft. I do all my gradings. I save them all as draft, and then I would release them all at the same time, because I don't want each one of them come back to me and they keep asking me questions. I want all questions to come at the end. Then I will go over the solution key for my assignment during my live session. That's the other thing. So if they come back and they say, well, I don't understand why I got that, come to my live session. We are going to discuss it. If you can't, you can watch the recording, watch the archive. And I have heard, they have written so many good comments for me about these archives. They said that, you know, my work does not allow me, the family life, sometimes the end of the night, the times that they online students are available to do their work, that's not the time that I am up. You see, sometimes they get home at 12 midnight, they can't go to bed. So they start doing their coursework at 1 a.m. But 1 a.m. is not when I am up. You see? So I wake up 6 o'clock in the morning. I have meetings, I have other stuff to do. So this works well for them. But they know that during the week, if they have questions, they can always ask me. And I'm very, very quick in responding to them. I hope I answered your question well, Michelle.
There is another way, it's called CAM scanner. So the problem happens, the students work page number 1, then page number 7, then page 15 comes. So one way they can avoid is by writing that, like you clearly said in the instruction, like write page number, question number in each page, your name, homework number, and then they can use something called CAM scanner, and it can merge in the one PDF file that they can send. So that's some questions are coming through that because they're
yes,
instructor had some.
They are, yes, they are very innovative as far as finding, and also I have a link for them that if they do their work in Word, even write by hand and take a picture of it, or they can scan it. I don't care. They don't need to type it up, because typing up, it takes time. But for me, is that the work should not be cluttered. It should be clear so that I can understand it. Let me see. Someone asked for the spelling of my name. Is B-E-H-N-A-Z. I put it there. I'll soon send the PDF to their work. Yeah, and of course, someone, when they submit it to me in Word, I have to put it in PDF, because PDF is a lot easier for me to put. As far as my finals and my midterm exam questions are all multiple choice. Time-wise, it is not possible to open-ended questions. And I said that I have those 5 quizzes. Those 5 quizzes, each one, they have 10 questions. Half of them are free response and 5 are multiple choice. So free response, say for instance, on Monday morning, every Monday morning, I have to go in and start grading. So I grade their work. For some of them that the answer is short, they can put the answer. Some of them, I enable the HTML editor so that they can use the equation editor and actually type 3 steps, the last 3 steps of the problem, of their solution. This way, I make sure that they haven't got an answer from Mary or Johnny by phone call. So I ask for the last 3 steps. And D2L has become better and better. The equation editor is doing well. I remember years ago, students would type and comes back as gibberish. I cannot make heads or tail out of it. Then I had to go back to them, say, what is this? And it was just too much hassle. But now it's really doing well, that equation editor. Let me see, I hope I am answering everything. Yes, I understand. I wasn't really asking you to spell your name. I was asking you to spell lumens. Ah, yeah, lumens. Yeah, but then I misspelled it. That's okay. Yeah. So, any other questions? Anything that we have not addressed here? So,
I want to see in your course, you said, oh, how to, adjust your life to have, take these courses. I want to see what are their input so that I would like to use that, because probably the population of the student may be the same, diverse group, different kind of their lifestyle, they have kid or older, or they just came from freshman. So I want to see what you wrote there.
I don't think I understand the question.
Remember in one of the course you showed like how to fit in the life, something that
Oh.
document, like how to adjust or balance your life. So
You want to see that?
Or maybe if you can send me that would be nice.
Sure, sure. Why don't you? I think I have your email. I have your email. Let me.
I can.
I have your email. Absolutely. How to adjust your life.
Yeah. Those documents are like they're useful for me to use.
Absolutely. I'll be happy to send it your way. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. So this is the third faculty meetup that we have. So what other topics is a burning topic for you all? Because I'm racking my brain to see what topics we do. So how about proctor testing? You want to do about another one about proctor testing? I don't know, about cheating, academic honesty, things like that. Next one.
Yes, and group work online.
Group work online. Okay, anything else? Proctoring. Does anyone use Gradescope? No, I don't. I do not use Gradescope.
I plan to.
Oh, you plan to? Okay. Sure, I'll be happy to send those documents. The ones that were in resources, right? Those are the ones that you're talking about. Okay. Okay, let me see. Any other thoughts, any other topics that you think it would benefit you for having another, of course, I don't do work per se, so if any of you are doing it, just shoot me an email and you can do the conduct this forum for me and I would learn from you. How's that? Anyone here that does group work? Julie, is that your baby?
I have been using some group work, even in the remote setting, and it's been working well. I don't know that that's my baby, though. I'm trying. But it's been uniting people, which is good, so that when I put them into breakout rooms during my synchronous sessions, they actually have something to bond over.
I like that. So do you want to do, so you want to be, to lead one of those faculty meetups on, come on, Julie. Yes.
I don't know if I could lead the whole thing.
So I'll be here. I'm not running away.
But we need Pat for his projects, though, too.
We need who? Oh, Pat.
We need Pat, and he signed off, so we definitely need Pat.
Okay. So why don't you and Pat?
My class too.
So why don't you and Pat, you do one of those faculty meetups on group work? How's that?
She's got to get me when she's recording, right? I'm writing it down.
Okay. That's awesome. That's awesome. So So maybe the next one we will do on group work and projects, and then the one after that we do it on proctor testing and cheating, right? Academic honesty, because then by then we'll be getting closer to the exams, right?
Yeah, we'll be in the thick of it by then.
Yes.
Okay, so
Yeah.
apparently I'm the only one in this group that's scheduled to teach anything face-to-face or hybrid. I assume that surely I'm not the only AMATIC member who is scheduled to do that. So I feel like there's kind of an assumption that everybody in the world is doing all online. I wonder, and this is just an idea, and it might also apply for preparing for spring, if you could do some kind of a something or other on like, okay, how are we doing our face-to-face stuff in this weird situation that we are in where students are spread out, and like, how do you do all the different things? Because even if whoever's not going back to campus this fall may be in the same boat I'm in January. Maybe, we don't know. I don't think anybody knows. And that may be me in January because this whole thing may get called off. But I think that that's a topic that is going to be important. Because I can't see us just flipping a switch and being all back to normal in January.
Yeah.
Y'all?
Well, let me tell you this, that in my school, there is no such a thing as face-to-face. We have fully online and we have blended learning. Blended learning, it means that most of the work is online, but the faculty has to go in one time in a week to meet with the students. So
right, and I guess that's what I'm doing, but there's gonna be all sorts of variations by college. I mean,
Yeah.
every college, and we got some colleges who are expecting people to be in the classroom and recording their class in Zoom or whatever, or
Right.
broadcasting it in Zoom, and we've got other classes that aren't, and
Yes.
so everybody's doing something different, but I do think an idea exchange on what's going on in that, whatever that new normal is, could be valuable. Even
Our
if people aren't
learning.
using it this semester, if you schedule that for in the fall, like they might be
Yeah.
in that situation in the spring. Just an idea.
Absolutely.
You were looking for ideas, so.
Absolutely, our learnings, right? Our learnings. So this is awesome. This is awesome.